It's a subject that I've always been curious about. For me, I believe in good and evil. And so does our next guest. He battles darkness on a very personal and regular basis. Sir, please tell us about yourself.
I believe in the existence of Satan. It is my ministry to expel Satan from those people whose bodies have been infiltrated by Satan and sometimes possessed. I am a modern-day exorcist.
Please, step into the light. Father Gary Thomas.
Nice to meet you.
Father Gary. Father, first of all, thank you for being here with us.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm very glad I could be here with all of you.
It's our honor. You know, a lot of people, you hear them say they believe in God, but I've heard so many people say that they don't believe in the devil, they don't believe in evil. But clearly you have a very different take on that. You believe there is a devil and that he acts upon people.
I do. I believe that because I've had plenty of experiences of it. It's also what we teach in Christianity.
Yeah, absolutely.
The whole purpose of the mission of Christ was to defeat Satan, sin, and death.
That's right.
So let me ask you about this very important question. There are different types of demonic possession.
Yes.
What are the different types, and what have you personally experienced?
Okay. One would be harassment, where someone feels that there is some kind of a presence that is around them in some way and harassing them, or maybe sometimes breathing on them, or they feel some kind of a brush or some kind of a presence that they can't really put necessarily to words, but they feel something else is around them. Oppression would be another deeper level, which really involves kind of a type of depression, where a person is suffering a great amount of malaise. Obsession has more to do with psychosis, psychotic types events such as auditory hallucinations or visual hallucinations. Then, of course, what is rare, but what is not absolutely out of the question, would be possession itself, which is where a demon, a preternatural reality, has taken full control of the body.
And what have you actually seen?
I would say the worst case has been a gentleman who our team prayed over for 4 years, and who exhibited the most ferocious manifestations that I have ever participated in, along with, we didn't have just our team, but we had several other teams present as well, where we had numerous people holding this gentleman down. And so he fell on the floor and began to slither as a serpent.
Yep.
And finally, we invoked the angelic, Michael and his legions, rather than ourselves, to actually restrain this person, and we were successful in doing that. But over the course of 4 years, we were able to cast out dozens of demons that had entered him.
Wow. Father, I got to ask you this. In being right on the front line, have you yourself had to deal with demonic attack?
Yes. Sometimes what happens is demons know your weak spots. And so in the years that I've been an exorcist, this is not so much now, but in my early years, I would have these very strong sexual temptations that were really outside the bounds of what the intensity was really. I mean, everybody has temptations, but these were sort of really outside the bounds of what would ever be normal for me.
Father, let me ask you this. As a kid, I saw the first time a woman in church crawling literally on the ground like a snake with a soprano voice, but she sounded like a demon.
Yeah.
And about 10 years ago, I was called in for somebody who was dealing with demons. And when I walked into that room, Bibles began to come up and move around in the air. That's the first time I literally saw Bibles come up off of tables and begin to move around in the air. Do you see that in Catholicism that demonic possession and the rise of demons and Satan is on the rise?
I do, and I believe that it is on the rise because I think the amount of paganism that's practiced in our country is on the increase. And I think where we have become very isolated from each other, I think that has been in its own way a kind of paganism where people become very, very focused on self rather than on selflessness.
You know, I want to thank you for taking the time to come and share with us because what you have shared, again, has opened up eyes.
It's real.
It is real.
Absolutely.
From a Christian perspective. But to the people who are watching, who have battled through things, and popular culture tells you it's just a game. It's not a game. It's very real.
Yes.
The enemy is real. Satan is real, but God is more real. Thank you, Father Gary.
Theodore Roosevelt thought it better to keep his word with the American public than to run for office again in 1908. Instead, Roosevelt decided to handpick his successor, someone he could rely on to carry out his agenda. With William Howard Taft, Roosevelt thought he had the perfect candidate. Number 27, William Howard Taft, Republican, 1909 to 1913, age 52, from Ohio. After leaving office, Taft lost weight and finally achieved his lifelong ambition of being named Chief Justice of the United States, a position he excelled in as much as he enjoyed. Sadly, William Howard Taft's legacy has long been overshadowed by Theodore Roosevelt's, which is largely due to the great differences in their personalities. TR loved the presidency, and Taft hated it. But contrary to Roosevelt's accusations, Taft's administration did much to continue the many progressive measures initiated by Roosevelt. And in fact, he did more to regulate monopolies than TR. And it turned out that Taft also had remarkable foresight about the dangers of an emerging 20th century-style imperial presidency and its potential abuse of executive power and privilege.
Can you tell me another story?
So, you want to hear another story, I see. Well, I've got one for you.
No one over 300 pounds enters my office.
Look at this guy. Look at him. Look at this guy that we found.
He looks Jewish.
Look at him.
He looks so
Look at this
stupid.
Jew.
No wonder he's dead.
Gunner, we need a priest right now.
We don't need a priest. We don't need a priest.
We need
No.
a priest. Who do we need?
We need someone better.
Yes, what a crazy story so far. It already sounds terrible. I know. But you wanted to listen. Allow me to explain more thoroughly. Most people in the story are Republicans, but Tubby is a special Republican. He is one of the Republican Eye. The Republican Eye allows only certain Republicans to see certain Democrats.
What type of Democrats?
Bad ones.
Look at that Jew up there. L'chaim, Jesus Christ, look at him. He's so fat, ugly, fat.
He got a Satan symbol carved into his stomach.
L'chaim.
Somebody call for a priest that's somewhat Republican?
Needs your help. There's this fat Jew flying in the air. Help us.
Can you please tell me how this happened?
Hey guys, what's up?
Holy Jesus fuck.
This truck's a little too loud. We should talk inside.
This is a strange story that I don't remember that well. So pardon me if my story seems a little choppy.
Tubby?
Now tell me, how did this happen?
Me and my friend Gunnar were just walking and we saw this fat Jewish fucker on the ground and he just started flying in the air. L'chaim.
Was he Democrat?
Was he? Man, I don't know. Probably.
That's probably the reason why. Democrats are the leading cause to
Fucking live.
When did you find the man floating?
Right before he very conveniently and dramatically opened the door.
That's very interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like I've seen this before.
When have you seen this before?
In the 90s. Alright guys, thanks. Where'd you go? You guys nothing. Let's see what you got for here.
Now, what happened to Tommy and them? They've appeared to switch clothing in my story, and the rooms have changed. Why though? It's because whenever a Democrat is next to or messes with another Republican, their clothing changes, the room changes, and a part of the Republican high power disintegrates. We can get it back with the power I once heard from the great man himself, Hannibal Hamlin, but only by drinking the blood of Democratic virgin, which is impossible to find these days.
I know what happened.
Yeah, I know who did it.
Who did it then?
So, there's this little girl. Parents, Democrat, Republican, got a divorce because, well, they couldn't agree on it with each other. So, the little girl was fought with. She couldn't decide which parent she wanted to go with. So, what'd she do? She killed them. And took the Democrat name. Now she's haunting all Republicans.
Why did she kill her parents and then take the Democrat name?
Sure about this guy?
Couldn't tell you.
Who, Tubby?
All I know is that she kills
I don't
Republicans.
trust them. He seems
Famous
too
ones like that.
white.
Oh wait, there.
I agree.
I don't work with white people.
Man
Me either.
walked around the corner in a hood and told me what happened. And knew. You told me you knew what happened. I don't know if I can trust you, man.
Trust this then. There's a bench in a park surrounded by 5 trees, and by those 5 trees, there's a burnt sock in the grill. The way you'll find those trees is you'll have to look for white crosses on the trees. One of those crosses will be orange. But if you don't do that, then I recommend you yourself go into the hallway inside this building over here, and seeing what you can find.
What you doing?
Cool.
Okay.
That's better.
What do you think of this situation?
I'm confused. What? I never bought this jacket. They're just big ass crates there.
Yeah.
What? Weren't we just inside and wasn't it just warm?
Mm-hmm. And we're out here in the cold.
What the fuck? I've never worn this shirt in my entire
I like
life.
how it's different times of day too. Like the sun's like out different.
This is gay.
It is gay.
Anyway, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Hey,
Look, let's have some fun. You never know when it's the last time we're gonna see each other.
Alright.
Wouldn't it suck if we both died?
It'll be okay. I'm an exorcist. I can help.
Now, what Tubby met in that hallway was what the black folk from earlier was talking about. The little girl. She changed forms, gender, and personality like those characters in your video games that you play.
Listen, alright, you need to take yourself and you find Cain, right? You need to tell him that you need to go to the park with the giant cross, okay? You gotta kill the evil people, alright? That's your point. Have fun. Be good.
Everyone has now started to figure out what their part in this story is. Knowing that everything they do will have a consequence. They decided to add a little fun in their mission and live their life to the fullest. Strange, is not.
Alright, so what are we looking for?
Katie, listen. When you get to the park, you're looking for a white cross on a tree.
Looking for crosses on trees? Alright, good.
Look, there's one right there.
My God! Sweet, found it.
It looks like it's from the figure, though. Look, it's from the figure. Someone tried to mess with it.
Someone tried. It must have been a sacrifice and someone interfered. I found a white cross.
Next, you need to find an orange cross engraved on a tree.
Alright, I got it. First, we need to find an orange cross. Let's look at the first. The orange cross. It's great hidden. You can see that there are multiple markings around it. There was a fight here.
My God, is there a bench surrounded by 5 trees?
A bench surrounded by 5 trees? Let's go count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My God, wait. No, it's not here. There's 6. Yes, I'm sure it's a tree. Yes, there is definitely 6. There's 5 trees now.
I need you to find a white sock in a grill.
We need to look for a grill with a burnt sock in it. Yeah. No, there's just a marshmallow in here.
I mean, it looks like,
yes, I'm sure it's a marshmallow.
Well, look, folk, down, it's a freaking marshmallow if you haven't picked it, aside from the black one.
Wait, you know what? No, I do think that's a sock. No, yeah, that's a sock.
That's a sock.
Yeah, that's definitely sock. Sorry, I thought it was a marshmallow.
Alright, start heading back to the meeting room. Discussions need to be taking place.
Alright, we gotta head back to the meeting room.
When we come to see the teddy bear are here to play. If you don't come play with us, then we will kill you. When we come to see you, then we will kill you.
Thank you. Don't go down there.
Stop there! Why? There's something weird in this tool.
What the hell? What am I wearing? Oh my god! What are you doing here? What the fuck? Dude, I get out of this place. I have to confront him. I just don't trust him enough. Alright, here you go. Gonna go confront him. Tubby, can we talk? I just don't really trust you. It hasn't been enough time. You seem to not know what you're talking about. I don't think you're the right person for the job. Excuse me. I think if I took the investigation, I think it would go a little better. Also, you're ugly. And I don't like your shirt. Your shirt sucks, Tubby. Your shirt's...
Gibson, are you okay?
No pulse.
Oh, hey, Kaden. Yeah, we should probably just meet inside.
Talk to yourself. What's the big deal? What do you mean?
I killed a man.
When?
Where?
What?
What? Where am I?
You're in the void.
The void? What's that?
It's where all Democrats go to cry.
Wait, you mean I'm a Democrat?
Yes.
Shit!
Right now, a historic moment. We can now project the winner of the presidential race. CNN projects Donald Trump wins the presidency. The business tycoon and TV personality capping his improbable political journey with an astounding upset victory. Donald J. Trump will become the 45th president of the United States, defeating Hillary Clinton in a campaign unlike anything we've seen in our lifetime.
Dumb pumpkins. I'll get you soon enough. Soon enough. Remember that. Forever and ever.